So I wanted to make this video to show you guys how to end Leon's first chase sequence with the Tyrant in Resident Evil 2. Now keep in mind, the Tyrant will continuously chase you throughout Leon's campaign and Claire's campaign as well, right? But this is just the very first time you encounter the Tyrant, and yes, you can end it very quickly if you follow this guide. And then of course, once you're done, once the Tyrant has left you alone, you're welcome to go back into the RPD station and do collectibles and puzzles and explore some more, right? But if you follow exactly what I'm showing you in this guide, you'll be able to end the chase sequence. He will stop following you. And then, like I said, you can go in there and do your collectibles or whatever it is you need to do in the RPD station. Now, you're gonna need two things to make this happen. Number one, the club key. Now, right now I'm on the first floor in the boiler room by the typewriter. To the left of me is a whiteboard. That's where the club key is gonna be, okay? Very simple to get that one. This is actually a spot you will probably be in before you take on the Tyrant for the first time anyway, so no problem with that. The second thing you're gonna need though is the large gear. You can find that on the third floor in the east storage room. Now, you may not have that at this point if you didn't go to that area. In the event that you didn't go to that area, if you have a previous save, right, I would go back to the previous save, go to the east storage room on the third floor, grab the large gear, and then meet us right back here. It is possible, if you don't want to backtrack to a previous save or maybe you don't have one, you can get this large gear, okay? You just got to go there first before you go to the clock tower room. And I'm going to explain that once we get to that part of this video. So you'll have to make that determination in your game, okay? So you need those two things, club key, large gear, and you can make this happen. Head out of the boiler room, take a right, flip this switch. Now I want to also say this, and it should have been in the title. This is assisted difficulty. I'm going through the game right now, building a collectible guide for you guys, and I wanted to, just be able to go through the game and get the collectibles pretty fast. I'm also working on a 100% playthrough for this game for trophies, so I have to play it on a certain difficulty per my notes because that's how the 100% guide will be structured. I do not know if this will change if you're playing on hardcore difficulty, although in the future I will put out a video if it's different from this. If I find out that the Tyrant is more aggressive or whatever, I'll do another video that showcases this same route, but on hardcore difficulty for those of you who want to get your S ranks and stuff like that. I'm gonna have to do it too, guys, because there's a trophy related to the S rank difficulty or hardcore difficulty for S rank. I think it's actually normal or hardcore. So either way though, I'll definitely have to play through the game again on a harder difficulty, and we'll see if any of this changes. So head down these stairs. Now, if you're playing on assisted difficulty, you can save at any time. I know on hardcore difficulty, you have to have ink ribbons, but if you want to make a save right there, you can, just to kind of lock in this progress and then just keep running. Now, I have a flashbang here that I picked up earlier on in the run. If you have one, you can toss it at this liquor. If you also have a grenade, you can toss it at this liquor. If not, you're just going to have to deal with this liquor. Just going in there and just getting your shotgun blast on, right? Just deal with that liquor. If not, he will follow you throughout this this part of the area and can be a little bit of annoying factor for you as you progress, right? Use the club key, open up the door. There's a grenade right there. If you don't have one, you can turn around at this point and try to kill the liquor with that grenade. Go ahead and make you a slot for this tool, okay? Make sure you have that in your inventory. And then you can also pick up the gunpowder over here if you'd like. That's what I did in my game because I already had some gunpowder that I could combine it with. Okay, so the main thing is just to make sure you pick up the tool. Go ahead and run out of this room. Now, sometimes the Tyrant will face off with you in that room. If he does, there's a bookshelf in the center of that room. You run around in circles, right? Get him to chase you. He's really kind of silly when you really think about it. He's kind of quick and stuff, and he's, kind of scary in certain ways, but once you play around with this enough time, you realize that he's really not all that much of a threat, at least on this difficulty. Like I said, I haven't even played hardcore mode yet because I'm just getting my collectibles, but I know on this mode, and many of you are playing this mode right now because you're trying to just get all the collectibles because you're working on trophies. So it should be pretty much the same as you see here. Now, what I'm doing at this point is I'm just waiting. I'm listening in my headset to see where his footsteps are. He will always, well, I say he will always, the four times that I practiced this, he always came through the double doors to my right. But you can see that I'm looking at the door to my left there, the one that used to have the chains on it. I don't know if he can come through that door or not. So just keep an eye on both doors, but in my experience, he always busts through the double doors here. You can see him right there. And look at this, you can just hop through this window, which he can't come through to my knowledge, which gives you guys an advantage. There is another save to my right there. There's another typewriter before you go up the stairs. If you guys want to go in there and lock in that progress, you can. All right, then keep going through the men's locker room here, through the shower room, take a left. Keep going. Like I said, you should have plenty of distance on him at this stage in the game. Just come up here and take a left. You just want to end this really fast. Now, this is going to be the second medallion room right here. Or at least it was the second one that I picked up in my game. And then just keep going straight. And you can see that I'm walking really slow. If you barely push up on your left thumbstick, you will walk. And if you listen, you will not even hear your own footsteps. I find that that keeps me safe more times than not when I hear that he's getting close, or I hear that music key up. In fact, I have a clip that I might show at the end of this video where I literally walk around in the main hall of the RPD station for about 3-4 minutes where I cannot hear my footsteps, and you can hear him walking around, but he never sees me. It takes him that long to find me. So if you get in a pinch, walk real slow with your left thumbstick. And like I said, if you listen, you'll hear that you do not even hear your own footsteps if you're doing it as light as possible, and that will save you guys more times than not. Now right here, I show you that if you break line of sight, sometimes he gets confused. Then he has a 50-50 chance of getting you, right? If you're on the other side of like a bookshelf like I am here, he's either gonna go left or right. So it gives you a 50-50 shot of getting away. And then of course, I just move real slowly again with my left thumbstick, right? Now that he's walked away, you can see that I'm creeping again with my left thumbstick very lightly because I don't want him to know that I'm back here. If you start running around in this room, he'll turn around and come back in the room. That's one thing that I've noticed with him. It seems like the more you're shooting your gun, firing weapons, throwing grenades, flashbangs and stuff like that, the more he's gonna catch you, right? He's gonna know exactly where you are. So the lighter you can walk, I feel like that is an advantage. Like I said, I need to test a little bit more. I need to play hardcore difficulty, but for now that seems to be doing the trick for me. And again, like this bookshelf that I have in front of me now, a second ago when we used that club shaped key and we had to go in there and get that tool, there was a shelf with a bunch of movie reels and stuff on it, right? If he ever comes into that room with you, don't freak out. Just go around and around and around that movie reel shelf, and he'll just keep following you in that same pattern, okay? And then when you get a break in the action, bust through the club shaped door key, exit that building, take a right, and then you guys can run into that room that I showed you earlier and wait for him to come through the double doors, and then you climb over that area, right? And then boom, he has to walk around the entire RPD station to get back to you. Now notice here that I actually waited on him to find me before I climbed this ladder. The reason why is because I did not want him to go upstairs. The last thing you want to do is to run into the tyrant. You want him to always be chasing you. So you have to move with purpose. You have to know where you're going and get there, okay? Make sure that he's always behind you though. Now what I'm showing you here is the clock tower room. This is the room that will, the puzzle you have to solve. It's part of the process of getting rid of the tyrant. Notice I am trying to kill this zombie because I know that eventually I'm gonna have to run out of this room, and I don't wanna have to fire my gun at the zombie because that's gonna of course let the tyrant know where I am. Now, I'm showing you here that the tyrant does not come into this room, at least not on assisted difficulty. I need to test this on hardcore difficulty, but I'm showing you here that no matter what you do, even if the door is completely open, he will still not come through it. And I don't know if they've designed it this way because you do have to solve a puzzle in this room, which could be a tip. It might be that the tyrant cannot follow you inside of puzzle rooms. Like I said, I cannot confirm that. It might just be this particular puzzle room, but I'm just throwing it out there, right? I'm still in the testing phase of this thing myself, but I know on assisted difficulty, he will not come into this room. Now, if you don't have the large gear, possible to get it right now, okay? What you wanna do is Wait until the tyrant walks to your left while you're inside of this clock tower room. You'll hear his footsteps go away and then run straight across. See how I'm looking to the left now? If you run straight across this upper part and then take a left, there'll be a door down there on your right that you can unlock. I'll show it to you here in a second because we do have to run through there, and the large gear is in that room. And then of course you would just run back to this room and continue solving this clock tower puzzle. You want to go ahead and use the large gear in that first set of gears there, and then pull it out again. That's going to drop the stairs there for you. Then go ahead and climb up the stairs, wrap around this room, and like I said, he's not going to be in this room, so you don't have to worry about him chasing you in here. Okay, now you want to pick up the small gear, and you want to put the large gear inside of this set of gears here, just like that. Okay, now do a 180, run back down the stairs, and there's going to be another set of gears here that you can put the small gear in, right here to your left. Boom, just like that. That's going to drop down that that item that's up there by the bell. Of course, you need to pick that up. Make sure that you also examine it. Otherwise, it's just going to be a box in your inventory. If you examine it, you'll be able to find a part inside. Okay, so take a left, take another left. I think I take a right here by accident. Take a left, yeah, and you'll be able to get back to the box. Kind of dark in this room. Go ahead and examine it. Press X to open it up. Boom, there's the part that you need. Now, we're going to be exiting this clock tower room. Remember, you want to listen for his footsteps to be on your left-hand side, okay? I don't see him at all, so that's good. But if you hear him out here, you want to make sure that he's on your left-hand side because, again, you always want him to be behind you. Now, I know that I'm going to have to fire my gun at this point because the zombie's here. I don't want to take any health damage. Part of my guide that I'm building is the not being able to heal during your run in the game, and I'm trying to get that trophy done here too, so I'm trying not to take any damage. Go ahead, open up this door. Now the large gear is in this room to your right if you need it. So you can kind of scoot over here and get it and then go back to the clock tower room, right, if you need to, and do it that way. We're gonna hop down here. Notice we're just wrapping around the entire RPD station at this point. And that's the real trick to getting rid of the tyrant. You just have to keep moving in one direction. You can't turn around. I mean, you can, but you're gonna have to shoot him, which is gonna waste your resources, or you're gonna take damage, which is not good either, right? So you just always want to be running in either a clockwise motion or a counterclockwise motion, right? To be able to avoid him. Now here, I actually hear him, and I thought that he was going to be in front of me, but he's not. I think he's kind of to my right in some of these rooms. I'm just listening for his footsteps. Again, you never want to run into him. You want him to always be behind you. So I'm just trying to get a bearing of where he is. And I know that if he's in front of me, like the door that I was about to go into, because I'm going back to the main hall, I want to make sure that he's walking away. I don't want him to, like I said, I don't want him to be walking toward me when I go inside of a room, right? If I do go in a room and he's in that room with me, I want his back to be turned walking away from me so I have time to adjust, right? I'm just showing you there that I can hear him over there in those rooms so I know that I'm safe. Again, if you're planning on the assisted difficulty, you can save again if you haven't taken any damage, that sort of stuff. You can go ahead and save, lock in all that progress you just done. Go through here, hit the double doors. We're gonna hit this door, take a right, take a left. Guys, remember this is probably one of the first things you guys did in the game. We had to pull that cop out from under that door. Okay, we're back in this hallway. Now there's a safe room too in that doorway right there if you guys want to save again. And then notice that I'm just kind of chilling in here. This ends the sequence. When you get to this area that I'm standing right now, he will not chase you anymore. I'm going to prove that to you here in a second once I'm able to kill this zombie. I don't know if I can't hear the audio right now while I'm doing the commentary, but you may even have heard his footsteps stop in the background. You can hear him walking around, but then once I got over there toward those stairs, he stops chasing. Okay, I'm just trying to kill this zombie. And we're gonna head back into the main hall. I want to show you guys that this works. Again, I don't know if this works on the harder difficulties. I had time to fire up that difficulty now and test it, I would, but I have to make the guide for you guys. So I'm gonna kind of on my own little time schedule here. Hope you guys can understand that. Take a left, going back to the main hall. You'll notice no Tyrant. Okay, no Tyrant, no footsteps. So now if you need to come back through here, work on collectibles, do some more puzzles, do some more exploring, you can do that. Now watch, I'm gonna toss grenades, I'm gonna toss flashbangs, which like I said, in my testing of this, usually brings him out, right? Pretty quick to where you are, nothing, okay? And I sat here for a good 20 minutes in my recording just to make sure that he was not here. Of course, I'm not gonna show you guys all that, but this is how you end the chase sequence quickly. And you're good until you enter another chase sequence with the Tyrant. And of course, when that happens, guys, I'll post another video to show you guys how to end that one too. If anything changes between assisted difficulty and hardcore difficulty, I'll make future guides. If nothing changes, I won't post any more. I'll just keep the assisted difficulty up for you guys and that'll be it. But I am gonna be covering every single chase sequence in the game in future videos. So I hope that this really helped you guys out. I'll see you in the next one. Be good.